What is going on? Welcome back to Jiu-Jitsu Outlet. I'm here with the commissioner, the man himself, a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, true 10th planet, master of the art, Mr. Brandon Mccaghren. What is up, brother?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
Good.
Thanks for being here this week.
Yeah, dude. How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good, man. I feel there's just so much going on. I feel like I'm wearing 30 different hats all at the same time. I'm just wearing this one hat, it turns out, but it feels like 30.
Well, dude, that's amazing. You're doing a great job.
Thank
Every
you.
time I see you, you look like you're shuffling between one of those 30 hats. And this is the first moment we've actually had a chance to talk, and I don't want to abuse your time too much. So I'm going to hit you quick with a couple questions, bro. And a little bit of criticism too, a little bit of the feedback from the front lines, because I know obviously, dude, jiu-jitsu guys are going to love jiu-jitsu, right? But what about those people who don't really watch jiu-jitsu, right? That's who we're trying to get, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a win. My wife, dude, she doesn't watch a lot of jiu-jitsu, but she's been watching the PGF. She doesn't train, but she's been loving it. She said, she was like, if I was here on these couches, this is what she sent me. She was like, if I was here on those couches, I'd be out of my seat. She's like, I don't know how these people are sitting in those couches, is what she told me.
That's cool, man.
She was like, it's so exciting. The first day she sent me an email at like 1 a.m. She was like, I'm so excited from those matches, I can't sleep. So that's feedback from someone, again, who doesn't train, doesn't watch jiu-jitsu.
I've been getting a ton of messages like that. So that's super encouraging.
Yeah.
It's really important to me that those people that don't do jiu-jitsu have an opportunity to get addicted to it. I need to make a game that's sticky for them.
Right.
Yeah. So good. That's good feedback. Thank you.
Now, a little bit of criticism.
Okay.
My dad, hard man to please. Black belt in judo.
Okay.
Soccer fan.
All right.
Doesn't watch a lot of jiu-jitsu. Hates the guard pulling. Thinks like that's, you know, what sissies do. Because he's a judo guy. He's looking for like big throws. And he's like, man, I like it. It's professional. I like what they're doing. But he's like, there's too many draws. And his thing was like, for it to go mainstream, you got to have a winner. Because otherwise, like, average Joe on the street is like, you know, man, what the deal? How, you know, because to average Joe, they watch something like Nathan Haddad versus Daniel Sadler, and they're like, oh, Nathan Haddad won, you know, clearly.
Yeah.
So is the PGF thinking about doing anything to like turn those draws into more wins, if that makes sense?
Just to push the action more.
Push the action.
Yeah, just to push the action more. The way that I view it is that a draw is a result in this particular rule set. Now, in a regular tournament, a draw is not a result. You can't even, we can't even figure out the bracket.
Right.
There's 16 guys. You can't have a draw. Somebody's got to win.
Yeah.
But because you're going to see them 12 times, the draw, the zero towards the playoff is a result. It's the same result. It nets you the same result as a loss does. And so what that does as the week goes on, and you'll see it tonight, night 3, the athletes are starting to pick up on that. And that incentivizes them to take more risk.
Love it. So you're saying it builds.
Yes.
That's kind of the point. We want.
Well, you saw that last night, right?
Yeah.
The difference between how they approached night 1 versus how they approached night 2 was pretty dramatic.
Right.
So a lot more scoring action on night 2 because the sense of urgency. Now the guys who were kind of highly touted coming in, the PJ Barches, the Max Hansons, they're coming in with no points on the board.
Right.
Coming into night 2, the pressure's on.
Right.
And now both of those guys still coming into night 3 they're out of the playoffs. PJ Barch is out of the playoffs right now.
That's crazy.
I know. But that happens every single season in the PGF. And that's one of the coolest parts.
That's crazy.
So the draw is a result. And I feel as the week progresses and you get better at playing the game, it incentivizes you to take more risks.
Man, that's very well said. I feel like it's something where once people get more accustomed to it, they'll see that and they'll understand it better. Just like with football.
Just like with soccer.
Yeah.
A lot of draws in soccer.
Okay.
Plenty of draws in soccer.
It's a good point.
But it's pretty mainstream. I'd say it's probably the most mainstream sport there is.
Yeah, it's a good point, man. It's a good point. Okay, I love it. I mean, I freaking love it. I'm hyped.
But
everyone's having a great time.
I welcome the criticism. I welcome the feedback. So thank you for that.
Yeah, well, and again, my dad said overall thought it was pretty badass. He was just coming from a perspective of like, how are we going to get average Joe? You know what I mean? So and I know that's where you're coming from too, man. Okay, last question. I know we got to run. We're about to have some killer matches here for night 3. But dude, let me ask you this. What makes jiu-jitsu better than ball sports like the NFL or soccer? Like, why should people tune into something like this if they've, again, never seen it before?
Well, I don't even want to say that it's better than ball sports. I'm a huge basketball fan. I love basketball. And I just happen to be a jiu-jitsu practitioner. I love jiu-jitsu equally, and I do jiu-jitsu. And because I'm involved in jiu-jitsu, I understand the power of what jiu-jitsu can do for the individual, and then what the power of the individual can do for the community. And so for me, jiu-jitsu is a great vehicle for self-discovery, for change, for moving yourself into taking yourself up to new levels. And so for me, anything that I can do to make jiu-jitsu look cooler to people and get them involved, that's a win. Is it cooler than ball sports? A lot of jiu-jitsu guys are going to say yes. I think it's equally cool to basketball, way cooler than baseball, a little bit cooler than football, and everything's cooler than soccer.
Love it.
So, it's just the way it is.
Or freaking baseball, dude. Like, if baseball can be big, jiu-jitsu clearly has a place. Like, let's be real.
Well, what I love about the traditional stick and ball kind of sports is the season. And so this is all of this is drawn from the inspiration of a season of sports.
Right.
And so that's the model that I'm actually trying to emulate. I'm not trying to emulate the UFC model. Everybody else is doing a one-night tournament.
Okay.
And I like a good one-night tournament, dude.
Yeah.
That's good jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
That happens in a one-night tournament. But a great storyline doesn't get the opportunity in a one-night tournament. And so having these athletes come out gives me and do it all week long for a season model gives us an opportunity to fall in love with an underdog, or to even develop an underdog story at all.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, I'm super pumped to watch these matches tonight. And dude, congrats on all the success. Turning into a big success, man. For real.
Thanks, man.
Killing it.
Success is in your mind, though. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I've been a success since day one, dog.
It's true, man. Well, hey, living your best life, brother.